What's up, beautiful world? This is TNA, Top Notch Audio, and welcome to another episode of r/pettyrevenge. Our first story will be Neighbors Won't Stop Annoying the Neighborhood, Gets Party Ruined. And then will be Impatient Man Wins Me Money. And then will be You Want to Be Loud? I'll Get Louder. And then will be Threaten My Family for Standing on Your Grass? Enjoy your fines from the city for your broken down garage. And then will be No More Gaming for You, buddy. If this is your first time listening, remember to hit that subscribe button on the bottom right hand corner. If this is not your first time, welcome back. Enjoy the stories. And this story is posted by u/Mike McMursa. Neighbors won't stop annoying the neighborhood, gets party ruined. So I live near a house that is constantly getting rented out to people. The ones who rented it out this time around have been blasting music and partying into the late hours of the night. My town has a noise ordinance, but it only applies on weekdays, so the cops wouldn't do anything when called. The neighbors proceeded to blast their music into the late hours of the night, which was very annoying since I had to go to work the following day. The next day, I thought it was over since there was silence in the neighborhood once again. That was until about an hour ago when they started blasting music again. This is the moment where I said, F this. I grabbed my guitar along with my most powerful amplifier. I hooked it up and waited until their music started. When it did, I countered with my own to give them a taste of their own medicine. Not too long after this, I could hear cars pulling out of their driveway. I listened closer and heard the guy who rented the house bitching to some other guy that some a-hole ruined their party. Boo-hoo. So sorry that you can't keep getting away with disturbing the peace and pissing off the neighborhood. This isn't the first time it happened, and most likely it won't be the last. Long story short, I'm pretty pleased with this outcome and will be more than happy to do it again the next time they want to be a nuisance. And this story is posted by u/Beth Lizard Breath. Impatient Man Wins Me Money. Pre-virus. I was in the shop, queuing to pay at the basket checkout. The man behind me kept edging closer to me. I hate it when people do this in queues. You're not going to check out faster because you're less than an inch away from me. I get to the front and he's still right behind me. The second my basket is empty, his basket is on top of it. He's sighing and tutting as I'm bagging my stuff. I don't tend to buy scratch cards very often, but I'm feeling like holding him up just that extra minute. So I say to the checkout lady that I want to buy a scratch card. He rolls his eyes. I take my time choosing, take my time putting my PIN code in, tell the lady thank you, and go off on my way. Scratch my scratch card and won 20 pounds. And this story is posted by u/RocketDong69420. You want to be loud? I'll get louder. I had this one neighbor when I was in Arizona. She and her husband lived above us and would bang on the walls, play loud music, and yell and scream at each other at all hours of the day and night. I filed a complaint with our courtesy patrol one night after 3 months of this to absolutely no avail. The office did take action and courtesy patrol did too, but they refused to change. So I went back to the office with a plan. I had a small but powerful Bluetooth speaker at my disposal, and I warned the office what I was going to do, and believe it or not, they said this was fine so long as I didn't leave it on for hours on end. These people in the office were awesome in more ways than one. Now, important side note, our neighbors were super religious, so the next time they started in with loud noises, I took my speaker, duct taped it to the bottom of her balcony, and put on some Slayer at max volume while I'm on my patio smoking. I barely hear her yelling over it at me and ignore her. Then there's a knock at the door that I happen to hear because I was grabbing a beer. Time to watch the world burn. I open the door and start with a friendly, "Hello, what can I do for you?" She starts going on about my music and how loud it is. To which I say, "Oh, is that bothering you? I can change it if you like," and I did. I went and borrowed an even louder speaker from my other neighbor and good friend. We'll call him Pete. So I turned that one up to max and put on some other more hardcore band with chugging guitars and endless screaming. To which I get another knock on my door. Same lady, still on a rant. To which I responded by pausing my music so that she could hear me very clearly If my noise in broad daylight on a weekend is bothering you, how do you think I feel about your banging on the walls and yelling at your boyfriend at 3 a.m. on a work night? Or your loud music when I'm trying to go to sleep? Keep it down and we won't have this problem anymore. And I slammed the door in her face. I only dealt with it 2 more times, the last time she had company over. She never got loud again. I never saw the same people enter her apartment. And this story is posted by u/kittenattack776. Threaten my family for standing on your grass? Enjoy your fines from the city for your broken down garage. We live next to a large open grass field. There is an old house on the property, but is condemned and no one lives there. The owner of the property only shows up to mow the field, but does nothing else with the property. The garage beside the house is caving in on itself and just looks like trash. People walk through the field to go fish on the river, walk their dogs, or just wander. Most people think it's just city public property. A few days ago, we were outside playing with our dog and toddler. They were walking a few feet off our driveway, which is technically his property. He just happened to be driving by and pulled over and began yelling and was just in general overly aggressive. He yelled that we need to stay on our own property. He accused us of tossing cigarette butts, we don't smoke, and beer cans, we're never drinking outside, all over the field. He also yelled that we drive all over his field, causing mud puddles. Again, completely not true. He then pointed to our dog and complained that she needs to stay off his grass. In the past, he had specifically said he did not care if our dog walked on the field. He proceeded to say if he found any dog spit anywhere, he was going to retaliate against us and we're not going to like it. This all happened within a few minutes. My boyfriend took the toddler and dog inside and came back out to try to talk to him and sort out these crazy accusations, and the guy had already left. We called the police to document the incident since he did make a threat. We're now looking into getting cameras and a way to get a fence up. Since the other neighbors also play with their dogs in the field and strangers walk through all the time, he cannot blame us for any evidence of dogs being present, but that won't stop him from blaming us anyways, and I don't know what he means by retaliate. I've never been bothered by the spitty house on the property, not my business or problem. But since he wants to be an a-hole, suddenly I'm super bothered about it. So I called the city code enforcement office and filed a complaint. Said I've been seeing wild animals coming and going from the building, and that I see kids walk through the field all the time and I worry someone's gonna get hurt. And that my neighbors are all upset about this too. Now, all of this is true, but I just frankly never gave a spit until now. He now has 30 days to either demolish the whole thing or fix it up. It's definitely beyond fixing, or he has to appear in front of a judge. The city will fine him severely, and if any action still isn't taken, they'll seize the property from him entirely. You want to scream at my family in front of my toddler and threaten my dog? I think you're going to be a little too busy now with the city breathing down your neck. Enjoy your fines, court costs, and construction bills. Edit. For some clarification, the building on the property is not his home. It is an old house that he'd been uncared for and allowed to fall apart for the past decade. Multiple people in the neighborhood have called and complained, but the old code enforcement officer just gave him warning after warning. The property owner has been asked by neighbors to please take care of the problem because it's awful to look at and wild animals hide in there. He has refused. There is a new code enforcement officer that actually cares and wants it taken care of. Property owner has had years to take care of the issue. Me calling only helped speed things up, but it was going to happen anyways. We are not angry because he doesn't want us on the property. It's his property and he has that right. We are angry because he gave us permission to play fetch on the field, and when he changed his mind, which again is his right, instead of telling us he has changed his mind, he instead shows up out of nowhere very hostile and making threats. And this next story is posted by u/SoulKing990. No more gaming for you, buddy. So I, 15 male, have an older brother, 18, and he's a massive jerk. I'd rather not get into it on this post, but basically he thinks I should respect all the time and treat him like a god. He actually said to my dad once that he should be able to hit me whenever he wants. I shouldn't be able to do anything about it. So thankfully now, he doesn't hit me, but we have conflicts every now and then. The revenge. So we have a PS4. I mostly play on it, but he plays on it sometimes too. I downloaded this app for PC called Netcut, which lets you control the internet from devices connected to it. So I enacted my plan. So every single time he tried to play, he plays Modern Warfare, I let him play a bit, then turn his internet off on the PS4. Oh, you're in an intense fight? Oops, the internet went off. Oh, you're almost about to win? Whoop, your internet's gone. Sometimes I'd even say to him while he's lagging, is the internet working? It made me smile each time he raged, and I got some justice for all the times he's been an a-hole. Edit. I'd like to add some spit. What I would first do is lower the internet speed for the PS4. So at the start of the game, he would lag a lot. Not enough to make him disconnect, but a lot enough to make him leave the party and not be able to talk to his friends. After that, I waited. I just watched his gameplay. He would sometimes rage, which made me smile more. I would just sit there whenever it was time for him to play. I would always make sure to act like the internet was really slow. And one time I even asked him, do you disconnect of games when you're playing on the PS4? Then, when I think it's the right time, I strike. I also wait on purpose instead of making him disconnect early is because I want him to waste him time. He will suffer more if he disconnects while in a fight or the final circle or SMTH. There was one time where I even recorded some of the audio, LOL. Those were 5 great stories. To hear the best stories of the week, click on the video in the top left-hand corner. To hear more Reddit stories all related to what you just heard, click on the video in the top right-hand corner. If you have not already done so, click on the subscribe button in the bottom right-hand corner. Once again, this is TNA, Top Notch Audio. Thank you for listening and have yourself a great day.